y'all, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new here. And if you are new, what are you doing? Definitely make sure you stick around, especially if you love personal development content and you're focused on becoming the best version of yourself, leveling up, and all those good things. This is definitely the channel for you. In today's video, I'm giving you an exclusive sneak peek into the workbook that I created. This is something that I worked on actually a couple of years ago, and it's available on Amazon. So I wanted to get into some of the details in today's video for y'all. So fun fact, this is actually not the first workbook that I created. The first one I did was a children's workbook. It was a handwriting workbook with affirmations for kids, teaching them how to be kind and how to love themselves as well. It's also available on Amazon, but for today's video specifically, I wanted to focus on this one. This was truly a labor of love, and I have gone through my own personal workbook so many times, and I know y'all would love it as well. So I figured, why not give you a sneak peek of what's on the inside. So as you can tell by the title, the workbook is called A Yearly Guide to Growth. It's all about embarking on your own personal journey of self-discovery, which I feel is just so important for every single person to truly know who they are and to get in touch with themselves and learn about themselves on a regular basis. Inside, there are a ton of really fun and helpful and insightful and inspiring and all those types of things, different little pieces. There are quotes, there are journal prompts, there are monthly activities, just a lot of different things to help you. This is my personal book, so that was a page I worked on, but just a lot of things to truly help you on your journey to growth, and I think you're going to absolutely love it. So how did this book come about? I was actually searching for a similar workbook, and I was like, you know what, there's a gap in the market. I don't feel like there's exactly what I'm looking for that's been created, and I wanted to keep the very busy individual in mind because I'm someone who's super busy, and while of course I love dedicating time to self-care and personal growth, sometimes you just don't have a moment free for it. So this book is there's short little pieces that you can work on throughout the month, and you don't have to feel like it's going to be super time consuming. However, it is going to make a huge impact. So in order to get this book into your hands, I decided to self-publish, and I self-published with Amazon KDP. I actually designed the book in Canva, and now it's fully available on Amazon, and they like print it and ship it and all of that fun stuff. So it was a pretty simple process. If you are curious about creating your own book or your own workbook using Amazon KDP or using Canva, let me know in the comments below if you would like for me to make a video on that topic. But for now, we are going to focus on this book. It's really a labor of love, like I mentioned earlier, and I just love it because it truly helps every person find a way to level up their life, to become the best version of themselves, and to spend moments in getting in touch with themselves and building your self-love on your journey of self-discovery. So stick around and let's go ahead and get into a preview of the workbook. I'm going to be showing you some of my favorite features and just a little bit of the inside, pretty much of my heart and my mind, so I hope you all enjoy it. And here she is in all her glory, literally stunning. I am so obsessed with this project. So as you can see, the title is here on top, A Yearly Guide to Growth, Embark on a Guided Journey to Self-Discovery, and then there's me at the bottom. So exciting, like this whole self-publishing journey was really important to me, and I'm so glad I was able to do it on my own. And then there's just a little note here on the back. It says, every day is a new opportunity to learn, grow, and thrive. This book will help you assess your thoughts, habits, desires, and goals throughout a series of guided activities, including reflective journal prompts and monthly assignments. Within these pages, you will also find monthly affirmations and impactful quotes from inspirational women to guide you throughout a year of self-discovery. Now let's get to the good stuff here on the inside. So starting off, there is an official author's note. It says it's time for an honest self-examination. This is your opportunity to dig deep and find the truth within yourself. Trust yourself throughout this process and take your time to explore your thoughts and feelings. There are no wrong answers, and you are always allowed to change your perspectives as you learn more about yourself. Don't forget to have fun throughout this process as well. So that is a note from me, obviously. And then if we are just using January as an example, it comes into kind of just an introductory to give you a bit of a look at what to expect for the month. And then I love this idea. I think I saw this in the Happy Planner journals that were super popular a few years ago. It's just kind of a nice month at a glance where you can see where you're currently at. So what's something you're missing? What are you reading? What are you thinking, planning, celebrating? So that when you look back at your workbook at the end of the year, it's just nice to kind of see where you were when the year started. And for my first quote, I chose one from Morgan Harper Nichols. Bravery is the audacity to be unhindered by failures and to walk with freedom, strength, and hope in the face of things unknown. Then here on this side, we've got some monthly goals. It's also just kind of a place to jot down anything that's pertinent to you for the month. So there's a space for notes, priorities, appointments, what your focus of the month will be, and what your goal of the month will be as well. And of course, it would not be Affirmations with Amber if we did not have an affirmation of the month. For the month of January, it's I am embracing a year of positivity, optimism, and abundance, which I felt was just perfect for starting off the year on a really good and exciting and positive note. Next up, we've got a monthly planner. I didn't put any actual numerical numbers on here because I wanted you to be able to use this regardless of what year you're starting and not have to buy a new one every single year. So you can go in and kind of say, like, if the first happens to be on a Monday, then you'll put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on in the month and the year. So I, again, wanted to make this super accessible and easy to use whenever you want it to start. And then of course there's space for a monthly assignment. So for this one, this was a T-chart of joys. So you're gonna be kind of comparing things that made you feel a lot of joy this month on this side and the things that stole your joy during this month on this side, and kind of looking at that side-by-side comparison to see if it's like, okay, what boundaries do I need to set? Are there any relationships that I need to change, or specific tasks that I've been doing that just really are not contributing to my overall happiness? And I love doing this in January because it's really important to kind of look ahead and see what adjustments you can make for the upcoming year if you truly want it to be your happiest year yet. So here are a peek at some of the journal entries. Like I mentioned, this I think was my personal copy. I'm pretty sure I've used another copy by now, but hey, that's the perk of being an author. So I started writing and then who knows what happened there, but the question or prompt is, what truly brings me joy? What causes my joy to fade? What do I love to do and why? And what is my definition of genuine happiness? And so you'll kind of see a theme, because I do like to have a theme for each of the months, which I don't think I showed y'all or highlighted on this page. It's January joys. So basically what makes you joyful and what makes you happy is going to be the entire focus of this month, because I think happiness is super important to set you up for a successful year. And then that goes into February. This one's actually called February Fears. When I wrote this book, it was actually a pretty challenging time in my life because I developed flight anxiety, which was not something I'd experienced before. I love to travel, so flying was just a part of my life. And so with this, I was like, you know what? If I'm facing fears, pretty sure other people are as well. So I wanted to take an opportunity, again, closer to the beginning of the year, to just stop and assess what are some things that are causing these fears in my life and what can I do in order to conquer them. So I've got another quote in there, same kind of setup for each month, your month at a glance, your monthly goals, affirmation, your monthly planner, an assignment. This one's a little bit different as well. I did try to include 12 different types of assignments to kind of just find, again, what really works for you, because one person may be like, oh, I love the T-chart activity, whereas another person may say, I love the claim versus evidence activity. So kind of working out which ones are really effective for you and figuring out how to implement activities and different tools into your everyday practices and habits to be the best version of yourself. So for example, for this one, my fear would have been flying. Here are the facts, and then here are the resources. So again, I can always look back on this when I'm preparing for a flight, see what worked for me in the past, and continue to plan to overcome this fear as I move forward. And of course, we've got some journal prompts. These include, what is my biggest fear and when did it begin? Is my fear rational or connected to a fictional reality? What tools do I have access to that will help me combat my fears? And how will my life improve once I combat my fear? So again, like I mentioned in the beginning, I wanted to make this something that's sustainable and not something that you're just gonna get tired of doing because it's so time consuming or overwhelming. So I kind of structure it to where you can have 1 week to fully work on your journal entry and you can add to it and it won't feel super rushed. Now, since we're coming up on the month of May, let's say you purchased it today and you want to be ready to get started for the month, I did want to show you kind of what to expect. So let's go on and head over to May. So May is all about manifestation. So this month you will focus on manifesting a beautifully fulfilling future, Manifestation is a deeply intrinsic process that involves taking an idea, vision, or goal or dream, and then also making the necessary action steps to make it a reality. You're in control and you can create a life that you love. So our quote for this month is from C. Joy Bell. Grace is an ability to give as well as to receive and be thankful. So I love the idea of really being grateful for where you're at while you're manifesting what you want for your life in the future. And going into the month again, what are you currently doing? What are you loving, reading? I'm actually reading a fantastic book right now. If y'all like books, definitely comment down below and I would love to tell you about the one I'm reading and kind of what I like about it. Also dreaming, celebrating. We're about to celebrate my parents' 25-year anniversary. So lots of fun things going on in the month of May. Then I can also go into my goal of the month, my focus, my appointments, and all those things as well. Our affirmation for the month of May is I can manifest a beautiful life that fulfills me. Here is our monthly planner. May 1st is actually on a Thursday. Am I making that up? It might be Wednesday. I think it is actually Wednesday. So I would go in and put all my little numbers and just kind of put just little reminders of things that I have going on throughout the month. And then for the activity, this is called a sum it up activity. So in reality, what are the 5 things that are going to change your life? What are the 5 things that you want to focus on manifesting for the rest of this year? And then you can create a manifestation statement as well. And then of course, I always provide an example so that, again, I don't want this to be an overwhelming or stressful thing that you're adding to your life. I want it to be something that enhances your life. So I try to make it as simple as possible. And then our journal entries for each week. What do I truly want my life to be like? What do I need to remove from my life to increase my inner peace? What sets my soul on fire and how can I do more of it? And where will my life be in 5, 10, and 20 years? This is a deep one. You may need an extra page, but the journal only has one. But again, it's something that you can continue to take into other aspects of your life. And that is the end of May and the end of our sneak peek of this guide that I created. It's a fantastic workbook. I personally use it and I absolutely love it. I also hope it's something that you will absolutely love as well. So if you have any questions about the workbook or about the process of creating it, or about how it could be beneficial for you, definitely comment those below. Of course, it is available on Amazon, so go ahead, grab your copy. And I always put a link to this in the description box below in all of my videos. I've just never talked about it. So I hope that this preview was something that you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.
Please like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at Affirmations with Amber.